So it's great to follow Ben. We are a university spin-out. IP Group is also one of our investors. And for anybody you wanting to talk to IP Group, I can thoroughly recommend them. So definitely worth talking to. You've seen a slide a bit like this before from Sam. There are 600 million people in Africa who don't have access to power. So if you go into the center of Nairobi, you can stream a video over 4G. You go 30 kilometers outside the city, and people are still using technology like this that the pharaohs would have understood. And this doesn't come cheap. People are spending about $10 billion a year on kerosene for lighting in Africa, and about $15 billion a year simply to put electricity into their mobile phones. So we took a look at this problem, and we decided that there must be a better way. And we combined solar technology and mobile phone technology so that people could get access to very, very small-scale solar energy at a price they could afford. So you have a solar panel on the roof, you have a battery in that yellow box, and you have latest generation LED lights, you have USB ports to charge your mobile phone, and it's sold using payment over mobile money for a fee which is less expensive than the cost of the kerosene and the mobile phone charging that it replaces. So this is one of the few examples of renewable energy that makes money for the end consumer from day one, and they never look back. And then after about 18 months, the customer owns that equipment forevermore and doesn't have to pay any more money for it. But what we find, of course, is that customers actually get used to using the technology, and they want something bigger and progressively upgrade to have more and more technology. So that allows people to keep their stores open later at night. Typically, people keep their stores open for about another 3 hours with light. And last year, we launched the world's first pay-as-you-go satellite 24-inch television system. So this is no longer poor man's energy. This is energy providing services that you or I would be perfectly happy to have in our homes. And all of that's being offered for between 50 and 99 cents a day per household. Today, we've got 115,000 customers, and we're growing very rapidly on that number. And what we're trying to do is to use new technology to bring people into the knowledge economy, allow people to compete on even terms with the developed West, and be able to develop much more rapidly than other countries have done. How do we do that? Well, there are 3 big challenges in providing pay-as-you-go solutions. The first one is the technology. You've got to get the technology that really works for the end consumer. We have a 24-inch television that takes 7 watts of power. So for those of you with an engineering background, that's probably 1/10 of the power of a similar television if you went to a store down the road and went and bought one. We work very closely with local partners to be able to deliver our technology. There isn't a regular television store or phone store or whatever in rural Africa. You have to build that distribution. It's like building your own Tupperware or your own Avon distribution mechanism. And we're doing that with local partners in country. But what we're also doing is building a new class of finance. We're providing debt finance to be able to fund those assets and be able to grow. We have a very experienced team. I won't spend time going through them, but maybe worth pointing out Alan Harper. Alan was one of the founders of Vodafone. He then founded a company called Eaton Towers, which is now worth about $2 billion. So Azuri sees this as a 3-phase journey. And phase 1 was really the learning phase. And during that phase, we've doubled our turnover every year. Now we are going into the growth phase. We raised $11 million last year, and we're on track to treble our revenues this year. And this isn't just play energy. This is now becoming mainstream. In that picture is the Vice President of Nigeria. He was working with us to launch a pilot of 20,000 households, and that is now going to grow into a much larger scheme in West Africa. So this is a new class of energy. It's providing energy to a new group of customers, And in many cases, it will replace the grid in much the same way as mobile phones have replaced landlines. Thank you.